What's going on, everybody? What you see we have right here, it's just some regular old mason jars. I know what you're thinking. I know you've either probably drinking moonshine out of them, drinking beer, drinking mixed drinks, but it's what we're going to use to put our pickles in today, so stay tuned. I'll show you what's coming up next. Alright, for making pickles, definitely need to buy you some of this. Salt for pickling and preserving. You can use sea salt, but it didn't turn out that great. Hop on Amazon or go to the store, call your grandma, call your ma, whomever. Get this right here. Get the Ball pickling salt. You gotta have this stuff. It makes it so much better. Next, need plenty of white distilled vinegar. Of course, you need some cucumbers. My wife decided to buy 2 of them. It's because she really likes the pickles that I can. Need some fresh dill. We usually buy more, but the one behind it was rosemary and we didn't pay attention to it. So that'll do. That'll be okay. Definitely need some peppercorns. Whole peppercorns. Don't use, don't be cracking salt, cracking salt, cracking pepper on it. You need the whole peppercorn. And after that, get yourself some garlic. We've got some saved up on in here, from a previous meal. We're going to make ours a little bit spicy, a little bit crushed red pepper. And of course, you need to have yourself a nice drink while you're doing all of this. I got a green straw on mine, and my Bloody Mary looks like a celery stick. So that's it. Let's move on to the actual utensils. Alright, this little bugger right here, bought it on Amazon. Wasn't that much. Yes, I know. I'd buy a lot of stuff on Amazon. This is my actual recipe. It's from a guy online. I'll link his video down below, give him all the credit, but this recipe actually works really well. This right here is for picking up your jar lids, and I'll tell you why here in a second. Need a good pair of, tongs. This is for actually picking up the jars when they're nice and red hot. This is for tightening down the lid. These are your labels. After everything's said and done, you got to label it, see, tell you what's all going on. And then we got some spare lids just in case we need them.
I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck, a hug around the neck, and a barrel and a heap, a barrel and a heap, and I'm talking in my sleep about you.
If you see garlic that looks like this, don't use it. Just throw it away. Needs to look like this. Not like this. Needs to look like this. Okay? Okay.
Cause I love you, a bushel and a peck, you bet your pretty neck I do. A doodle-oo-doo-doo, a doodle-oo-doo-doo-doo.
Alright. Standard little mason jar, right? Got the glass itself. Okay. You got the ring on top. Unscrews, just like any other normal ring. And you actually have the lid. The lid's actually very important on these. If you look on the inside of the lid, you see this brown ring. That's actually wax. And that wax needs to be there. These lids are one-time use only. You can reuse the ring, you can reuse the jar as many times as you like, but you can only use this once. Only once for when you're actually trying to can.
I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck.
Okay, these are little baby cucumbers, nice, cute, everything else. One trick that I have learned is to cut off the end. If you just snip off the end and then toss it in, it actually keeps, your pickle crisper, fresher, everything else. And of course, make sure you rinse these off.
Though you make my heart a wreck, make my heart a wreck, and you make my life a mess, make my life a mess, yes, a mess of happiness. About you, about you. 'Cause I love you, a bushel and a peck. You bet your pretty neck I do. A doodle-doo-doo-doo. A doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Alright, so that entire bag was actually bad. It all rotted out. So, hey, you get what you get sometimes from the grocery store. So, whatever. We're just going to keep moving forward. Because, I mean, they're not that expensive. They're like $2 or $3 for that bag. I'm not even worried about it.
A little pickle's better than no pickle.
Alright, now you see all I did was just cut the end off. That's all I did. Just cut the end off. It's because when you cut the end off, it keeps them a lot crunchier when your pickles are actually ready. So, let's go ahead and load up these jars.
I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and it beats me out to heck, it beats me out to heck, how I'll ever tend the farm when I wanna keep my arm about you,
Sometimes you just gotta shove it right in there.
about you.
Alright, so all you gotta do is just take your dill, open it up, throw out the bad part. See, that's bad. You don't want that in there. That one looks nice. Basically just break off the stemmy part. You know, you don't really need that big old piece of stem on there. We'll keep that little leaf. We like the little leaves. Throw the stem away. And then all you do is put it in there. That's all you do. See, look at that. That little part right there. Plop. That's all you gotta do. The more dill, the better.
I love you, a bushel and a peck. You bet your pretty neck I do. A doodle-doo-doo-doo. A doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Alright, we got our dill. Now we need to chop up our garlic and put it on in there. If you don't know this, if you're super hungover, drink some pickle juice. That will bring you back. That will rehydrate you. I mean, get yourself a glass of water too, but drink some pickle juice. It will definitely make you feel better. Alright, we got our garlic added. Now, peppercorns. I'd say add about 5 About 5 per. Next, crushed red pepper. Add as much as you want. The more you add, the hotter it gets, but remember, this is going to be sitting for at least a month. Month and a half or more preferably. Add as much as you want. Alright, now that our jars are all ready, we're going to move on to our brine.
I was left to my own devices. Many days fell away with nothing to show, and the walls kept tumbling down in the city.
Okay, so now we've got everything that we just prepared all nice and lined up. Here in the big pot, it's nothing but boiling water. We just want to get some water boiling in the biggest pot that you can find. Go to the grocery store, go to the second-hand store, go to Goodwill, go to, to the Salvation Army, wherever you want to go. Just find yourself a nice big pot. Now over here you probably saw is the actual brine. It's got the water, it's got the vinegar, it's got the salt, and that's going on over there. Over here on the back part, we have taken the lids and we are sanitizing them, and we're also loosening up that brown wax ring that I showed you earlier. But you don't want to overboil these, that's because you will melt the wax and it will not seal to your jars. So now we're just waiting for the brine to boil for a little bit, and then I'm going to show you everything else. One thing that I didn't show you is this little weird looking spatula looking thing. It's for getting air bubbles out of your jars. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. Another thing that was in one of the other drawers, just because it was cleaned, is a funnel for when we're actually pouring the brine in so it doesn't go all over the place. So we're going to let that boil for a little bit, not the water, but the brine, because we want that salt completely dissolved. So I'm going to let that boil for just a little bit longer.
The city that we love, great clouds roll over the hills, bringing darkness from above.
Alright, starting to boil. It's all dissolved. We're good to go over here on our brine. So we're going to bring that down just a little bit. I'd turn on the fan, but that's going to mess with the acoustics of what we got going on. So now, what we're going to do, we're going to place this funnel right here. Turn that on up to high, because we're going to start boiling here in a second. And I'm moving that on out of the way so you can see what I'm about to do. Go on into your handy dandy drawer. Get yourself any old ladle that you find. And close the drawer with all your other, utensils drawers are always so disorganized. So now I made a double batch just to make sure that I had enough. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to set it down so I don't burn myself. And I'm just going to ladle the brine in there. Make sure you grab something because you are handling boiling hot brine. I'm going to bring this on over. You see where I filled it to? I filled it to about that first line right there. Different recipes call for different levels of fill, but for pickles they require this first little lip right here, okay? And I'll show you a book that I ordered, that taught me a lot about all this. So let's go ahead and fill up the other 2 jars.
But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? How am I gonna be an optimist about this?
Okay, so now we got all 3 jars, right? Now what you do is, since we want to make a good seal between the lids and our jars, take just a normal paper towel, a dry paper towel, wad it up, fold it in, you know, if you're OCD, go ahead and fold it into a nice square. If that's not good enough, if there's too many wrinkles, grab another one and, you know, make it better. But don't touch it, just touch it with the paper towel. Get all the liquid off the top of all of them. Just get all the liquid off and don't touch the tops, because I'm going to tell you why here in a second. So now that our tops are dry, they're all looking good. This has a magnet on the end of it. We're going to come on over here and we're going to pick up one of our lids. And without touching the lid, we're going to place it down as center as we can onto the top. Oh, I digress. We forgot to do one step. I'm going to put this back in here. See, I'm not following no directions. This is just, you know, ad-libbing it. This little thing right here, what is this for? What is this for? Okay, this little guy right here, it's for getting air bubbles out. So you know, pick it on up and you just gently go around in there and you get all the air bubbles out, because air bubbles trap bacteria, and that's the whole purpose of canning. That's why you can leave this in a shelf up in a cupboard where it's dark and cool, and these things and these cans will stay fresh for like the longest time. You want to get all the air bubbles out. That's because air bubbles trap bacteria. So we're going to go ahead and do these all real quick. We'll quick and real fast like here, because we are using whole cucumbers. It's a little bit easier. You know, whole baby cucumbers at least, you know. You just move it around a little bit. I'm basically just getting the top stuff off. And I'll show you one last trick for really getting all of it out. Done with that. Oh, these smell amazing. So you lightly tap them on the counter. Gets all the air bubbles to rise up. So now we're ready to put the lids on. Okay, our lids are on, they're centered, and we're going to take our rings, spin them all on. Now this guy right here, let me adjust that just a little bit more so you can see. Put it on like so. Don't over tighten, just make sure that they're tight. Now that that's done, we're going to lower them into the boiling water. It might make a little bit of noise because I ain't got one of them fancy racks or nothing, but I can deal with it. Put a lid on. They say wait 5 minutes. I like going 10 minutes. The whole purpose of this is to boil and to cook out any bacteria that's in there. You put those sealed suckers in there for 10 minutes or more, trust me. I was a chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, high-yield explosives expert with a specialty in biological warfare. You leave them suckers in there for 10 minutes sealed up in that boiling water with this lid on, you'll be fine. Okay, y'all, spend 10 minutes. Timer just went off. Take our lid off. Place it on over here. We don't burn ourselves. And this actually is an amazing tool. This is worth everything that you pay in that Amazon kit, or just find, you know, jar gripper holder or whatever this technical term's called, I don't know. So just go ahead and grip a hold of your jar, pour some of that excess water off. If you got a glass top like I do, place it on over here. If you don't, take a dish towel, heck, take a towel that you use to dry off your body. Set it up on the counter because these are hot. You don't want to melt, you know, fancy, you know, kitchen tops, nothing like that. So now we're going to take this water, get on out of the way. And basically, that is it, y'all. So now, what I've already done is I've made up some stickers of the date that I can these. Today happens to be March 27th, 2018. So now let me go off camera for just a hot second and grab. These were made on February 12th. Don't know if you can see that. February 12th of this year. And look at that. Look at that awesomeness on in there. It's pretty much the same thing as these. Grab that. See, so that's the one we just made. And that's the one that's already well over a month and a half old. I made these some slices. So now what you're going to do is, overnight, you're just going to let these sit. You're going to let them sit. And what happens is at the tops, you can't push them down because there's so much, you know, it's pressing up. The tops will sink in. Now tomorrow, you notice how this one does not have a ring and all these do? Tomorrow, after all of these are sunk in, if they're not sunken in, they're no good. Throw them away. Just get rid of them. It's okay. It's nothing but fresh ingredients, all fresh garlic, all fresh dill, all fresh, you know, cucumbers. It's okay. It's okay. But take the ring off. If you don't take the ring off, you can develop rust around here. So now, that's about it. That's how to do some really, really, really easy pickles. I mean, really easy pickles. I only did 3 jars. I wanted to do 6, but you know, I got a bad batch of cucumbers from the store. It's okay. We're out of season. It's still, you know, March. It's still winter up here in Washington. So go ahead and if you like this video, you know, please hit like, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and if you've got any questions, I'll see you in the comments. Talking about the tops. It's like this one's already pushed down. That one's still trying to seal. Oh, and that one just sealed. You want them to seal. You have to let them sit out so that they seal. I gotta let them cool just naturally on the countertop, and they'll be just fine. Alright, how to store these? It's real simple, real simple. See the spice cabinet? You can put them on up there, put them in the back, or, you know, where Mom and Dad used to keep the liquor up here above, you go ahead and keep them on up in there. Just don't forget them. Write it on your calendar, put it on a thing on your phone, set a reminder, you know, but keep them in a cool, dark place, you know, root cellars. You know, think of where your great-grandma or your grandma used to store these. And I mean, that's it. That's how you store canned goods.